I've seen Michael grow into a young man that I'm very proud of. I think he's always had some very good personal traits, and probably his genuine empathy for other people is one of those things. But I think maybe that's the base we've given Michael in the early days of the family situation. But Joey's has been able to foster that style of person, and everyone's got their own strengths, obviously. But it's just, I can't go on about the culture of the place so much. It's a genuine thing about try and make everyone as good as they can be. And if there's any rubbish or stuff that seems to get dealt with quickly, you've only got to take those young blokes when they turn up here. They're completely polite, respectful. Wherever you take them to, whether you take them to the local sale yard or go to work somewhere, everyone embraces them. They just say, where did those blokes come from? And you're that pleased to say, yeah, well, they're JOEYS from Sydney. And anyway, the whole group of them make me very proud. And I think, we say this, we're very lucky to have a very strong year group. I reckon every parent's probably say that about their year group. It's just
it's
probably
the culture of JOEYS.
Well, it is, and from all different backgrounds, but they're just genuinely good mates. And I think that whole JOEYS experience fosters every decent quality in those ones, and there needs a bit of a brush up on one angle. They get that, and I suppose as far as Michael goes personally, he's got a good work ethic, and he's on track. As long as he doesn't weaken, he's not going too bad at this point. And I, thank JOEYS and the quality people that are there so much for where he's probably at as a young bloke at the moment. You couldn't mention every one of those boarding masters he's had individually, because if I do, I'll leave one out. Football coaches and the like, they all have an influence. And I don't know whether everyone's like that, but he's just had, to my mind, some of the best blokes that you'd ever want to see.
Yes, absolutely. Academically, Michael, from when he left here in Manila, he has improved, and the care and the phone calls and the emails, like this is going on. Just the communication at JOEYS is unbelievable. Yes, and the caring, look, people say, oh, JOEYS, it's a great school. And when we first started there, I said to Patrick, it can't be this good. Well, it is. It's unbelievable. Isn't it? Yeah. We just love it. We love going there. We love taking our family there.
And everything is, you go to sport there, everything is totally organised. There's none of this, we might just go over here. But look, it just makes me so proud to see all those blokes. It's the same thing with every team. They're stuck in a corner. When a coach says this, everyone's to attention. That discipline going forward and that structure that those boys have been afforded over that period of time lets them grow into the young men that they are. And anyway, as I say, if anyone does boys education any better, well, let me know about it. They'd be going pretty well.
The education and the care from the teachers and all of the staff of JOEYS has been unbelievable. The children have been working in my office, and you hear them, and they have to be there at a certain time, and they're there. They know that the children have to sign on, and they do. And I just can't thank JOEYS enough for what they have done over, especially the few weeks with coronavirus. It's been great, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, they've done a great job. I think that with every boy I can think of, not so much the online learning thing, but the way they speak, those young blokes, each one of them can get up to in front of a crowd and speak and get their point across and articulate where they want to be. Whether that comes from speaking at mass or assemblies early from year 7 right through to year 10, everyone, and it's by no means any sense of arrogance or over the top type program in it at all, but that everyone in that level, for those, a lot of boys are fairly shy and all the rest of it, but they find a way to give them enough self-confidence to be able to get up there. And, as far as education goes, that's a huge thing in life. If they can get up there and articulate what they need to convey, they're a long way in front of the game. And that's where, to my mind, I can't think of one of those boys that don't occupy that space.
They're so confident.
Confident without being
too much, and level-headed, and Yes. No, it's been great.
Yeah, it's been the best thing ever for him. It's unbelievable. Really, the people that they're surrounded with by down there, they're quality people. The pastoral care, if you like, it's just, it's very hard to reinvent how genuine that show is. There'd be plenty of people that aspire to boys' education, but I wouldn't imagine that anyone could get it that right. The whole show is just 100% fair income, in my view. That's how it is. They've got that culture there. That's, if there's a bloke that's struggling, whatever it might be, it's sort of, you grab hold of him and you come with me, mate, and we'll do the best we can. And that sort of, wonder they play good football and all the like. That's how the whole show rolls, doesn't it? From year 7 to year 12, there's a genuine empathy for people there. It's something that you don't find. And throw all that into the mix. Look, all the parents and stuff we've met over the time, we've formed some great relationships and some great friends down there over the last half a dozen years as well.
We have, and it, it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. Everyone's welcomed. Everyone's a part of St. Joseph's family. It's like a big family, and it's just beautiful to think that we've been able to give Michael this wonderful opportunity of attending such a beautiful school.
Yeah, well, again, it's had an enormous influence on our life, and so it's, at times you think you're half extracted back out of the bush, and that becomes more of a city-centric. It's that much fun, and that enjoyable for everyone in the mix, and you do tend to spend a bit of time there. I don't think I've missed a game of football there in about 5 years, but this year's just a bit of thrown a bit of a spanner in the works, but.
The care and the compassion.
Yeah, we started with Brother Anthony then the first day of that interview, and I saw enough of it after 5 minutes. I knew that was the place to be.
We looked at each other after the interview, and because we always said, "Oh, we'll go to Sydney. We'll see," but it probably won't happen. And then we've looked at each other coming out of the interview, and we said, "That's it. He's got to come."
Yeah.
And we're going to make it happen for him, because just walking into the college. The young men come up and introduce themselves and ask, where are you going? And just so polite, and their manners, which for a mother, it's so nice to see that young men are like
Mind you, your productivity's dropped off a bit there the last 5 or 6 years, because you've got to spend about 3 or 4 hours a day talking to all those Sydney mothers, particularly Megan there, for about half an hour every day. Actually, half an hour would be on the minor side.
We feel blessed to have met and made such wonderful friends, and the day we dropped him off, I cried for 5.5 hours on the way home, and I'm afraid I'm going to be even worse when we leave JOEYS. But I don't think we'll leave. We will always go back. The beautiful, country city mothers' lunch and the masses. I will be returning. I'll be one of those grey-headed ladies sitting at the front of the church every year. I'm not going to miss it.
No, it's been very, very good. And I think, again, that stems from, when we first started, Brother Anthony, and I had a genuine concern when everyone said, "Oh, it's a pity that he wouldn't be there for the last year of those boys in 2020." But you see everything from Brother Anthony and Mr. Tarlington way back in that initial period for us, and through to now to Dr. Hayes. The show just seems to keep rolling on in that fashion. And you think, because someone's left, and be a huge loss to any situation, but I'm encouraged that they haven't dropped the ball, that all those ethics and all those they're still in play. And we're just thinking about half a dozen different teachers and that occupy that spec there now, that are just genuine good people. And they're not afraid to get on the front foot and tell those blokes how things should be and what's expected of them. And they get to a point where they understand that, and they know what the proper behaviour is
acceptable. And
it's so, look, in today's world, it's so refreshing to see those sort of blokes that have got those values. I think it's terrific. Well, me personally, the interaction with all those young blokes when they come up, this has become a bit of a thing with us. They go to race meetings and go to work and all sorts.
Every holidays.
Every holidays. They don't miss a holiday, except when we're on Corona. But and I've seen those young blokes, from first point ever, if they could just get on a horse or ride a motorbike, that was the main act, to where they're all pretty well involved socially on every level at this point. But Yeah, I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss them playing sport, and I'm going to miss all the friends we've made over the years in Sydney. We've got some very close friends in Sydney that we could go and stay with any time or um, talk on different levels. And it's nice to, we occupy the same sort of spec out here all the time, but it's nice to be able to talk to other people from different areas. Anyway, yeah, it's
Absolutely. I'll miss the boys coming here, but hopefully they always will know that they are welcome here. And the same, I know that Michael will be welcome in their family homes if he decides to stay in Sydney. The friendship,
yeah.
I'll miss seeing everyone, the friendship, and of course the mothers have a fabulous social life. My girls often say,
Do you
"Mum, you
think?
just want us to go to Sydney so you can continue with your social life." No, it's more than that. It's the friendships and the that I have made. I'm so very grateful. I'm grateful for having Michael and being able to send him to Joey's. It's been unbelievable.
And the big thing I think is that Michael will. They are genuinely good mates, and I don't think that applies just to 3 or 4 boys.
It's
That
the
it's virtually the whole year group. You might have heard him say there earlier that he gets on with everyone. Well, that's great. That's nice to know. But I look across. It could have been 30 or 40 boys that have been here on a regular basis over the years, and I rate every one of them. Yeah, really. Yeah.
and the thing is, when the boys come, they are a part of our family. We the girls they treat them like their sisters. It's actually like a 3 ring circus here, but it's fabulous. And you go into the local IGA and they say, "Oh, the boys are here." Everyone knows the Joey boys, and several times we've had a few of the boys come in the Easter holidays where they have marched at Anzac Day, and it was so beautiful to see that the Joeys is represented in a small town such as Manila. Hmm.